Hey guys, Steve spent crypto. Let's take a look, see what we got going on. Oh, I guess I'm sideways. It's supposed to rotate the device. All right. All right. So I got this. So I'm doing a landscape version of the show today, and we'll see what's going on. I just want to get online and kind of check in with you guys, see how you're all doing for tonight, see what's going on, and kind of chat. I see Zach's out there. I see Kent's out there. Uh, Kent, Kent with the Electroneum's the best. So I'm in the shop tonight. So we're gonna do a shop show. I'll show you what I've been working on and what's going on, and we're gonna talk about Electroneum. We're gonna talk about Splinterlands, and we're gonna talk about, are you being prepared? If you guys have been keeping up with current events and news, you want to definitely be prepared for the immediate future. The next 12 months, I have a feeling it's gonna be pretty tough, and it's gonna be a challenge for a lot of people. So stick around and we'll go through all that good stuff, and we'll do a lot of good stuff. Hey, let's show you a little bit about what's going on in the shop here. We got this little character we're working on. We're doing all the body work for it. It's gonna go into a doctor's office, and it's a little kid in a doctor's outfit, and I gotta put the stethoscope on her. And so we got that stuff going. Got this giant apple that we're working on. We're putting a plastic coat on it, and you can see up close. And we'll have to sand all that out, and we'll have to body fill that. But it should be. It's still a little soft, but that's styrofoam with a hard epoxy coating. That's gonna be put on it. So that's a huge apple. It's about 7 feet just for the apple, and then the stem with the leaf will go up on the top, and then it has a bolt down capability. So it's gonna be bolted down. They're gonna put this up in the air about 20 feet in the air on a giant pole. It's gonna be for a farm. Let's see what they got hiding in the back here. Oh, so I did this here. This is the Coca-Cola bear, and this is gonna go on a stand, and we got the head somewhere. I'll have to see if we can find it, but that's gonna be the Coca-Cola polar bear. We got a Coca-Cola job that we're working on. We're finally caught up with a lot of stuff, so that's important. Let's see. I don't know if they have it hidden there. Let's take a look in the shop here. We got a giant squirrel we're working on. There's a squirrel head sitting there. That's gonna be a white squirrel, and that's gonna be pretty exciting. Let's go up to shipping. They've been working in the shipping department. And we got all these giant heads that we're working on. They're doing all the finishing work and cleaning them up, smoothing them up. These are planters. It's going to go for a university, and they'll pack it with dirt, and then we got a drain hole down there. It's a lot of fun to make stuff. You should give it a try sometime. But these characters here are going to be neat. They're going to be all different colors. There's 4 men, 4 women. You can kind of see that was the man, and that's going to be the lady when it gets painted. So we're trying to get these taken care of. There's a lot there. There's a lot there that has to be done. So I've been up to my eyeballs working non-stop. So my time to get online has been pretty thin. We're building this full 3D gingerbread house. So we got the initial parts of the gingerbread house, and here's the roof. It's gonna be like little M&M candies and stuff on the roof with all the white icing. And we got the wood on the back so that it can be structural on the parts. And we'll have a door here that can be opened up in the front. That'll be for kids, and so when they're inside they can poke their head out of the window, hang on the windowsill. This is gonna go for a giant nursery, and we're working on Max from the Grinch. I gotta put his antler on his head. Thanks, Zach. Yeah, no, it's a lot of work, and it's a lot to the process, but that's gonna be Max from the Grinch, the TV show The Grinch. I have no idea where the head is for my I thought it would be back here somewhere, but I don't see it for my polar bear. It's hidden somewhere. Yeah. Somebody's doing work on it. Alright, let's change. Let's see if we can change this around. There we go. So it's been a lot of work. I got stuff going on everywhere. It's keeping me busy. Let's see if there's anything in here. Oh, here's the giant leaf for the apple. Oh, I guess I should come over here. That's for the 7-foot apple. So that's gotta happen. Let's see what else we got. Ugh, that's my hand. Let's head into the 3D lab. Hey, Paul, it's good to see you. So a customer gave us a hard hat. They got this hard hat here, and they want to replicate this. So we did a digital model, and they wanted it just a little bit bigger. As you can see, the size is it's about a 30% increase. So we duplicated it, and then this one's been 3D printed and smoothed out. Looks like a manufactured hard hat. It's pretty cool. And then we'll put the logo on the front with some vinyl. We got a couple of these. Oops, looks like I got to touch up a little white spot there. And then we got another one here. I got my Yodin. Giant Yodin. Still working on our Electroman. We'll get to that. And I'm using this. It's kind of neat. It's a 3D resin printer, and this prints in 4K, so it's a super high resolution 3D printer. It allows me to make all these little creatures and characters, so I can get some heavy duty. I'm dropping everything. Okay. And get some heavy duty detail in my characters. I mean, it really picks up a lot of detail, even though this thing's only like 4 inches tall, which is neat. I'm custom designing a belt buckle for somebody, so that's kind of neat. And then this is a custom part. We have some manufacturers in the area, and they call us up to custom make precision parts. So this part's going to be cleaned up and sanded, but I mean it's pretty clean as it is. But we got to remove all the supporting structures and what have you, and then they can take this part and build their equipment out of it. They make these custom machines, so we'll do that for them. That's pretty exciting. And we got a giant sculpture here we're 3D printing. It looks like a cat to me, but it's actually a dog. and you can kind of see its face there. It's like a Japanese dog. So these are the main parts for it. Trying to get that together. And then we're doing some stuff for the Girl Scouts. We're now making these things for the Girl Scouts. They have us make giant boxes of cookies. So every time I come into the print shop, I get hungry and I see all of their new cookies. This looks like Adventure Falls. It looks like a brownie with caramel flavored cream. That sounds good. Like, I don't know if this is a new product or what, but it looks great. And they'll use that in their events and what have you. So we make those for them. I got some letters that we're doing. We got a big church that we're working on, and they got some joy letters, so we got to plastic coat all these, and then we'll build a base. The O was going to be a giant wreath, so we're trying to get these together. It's always something. And we got some Halloween stuff. I don't know if you can see it here. This is a Frankenstein. It's a giant head that you can wear. We call them big heads. And then there's a skull. So you can put it on and wear it and look like a giant bobblehead. So those are a lot of fun to make. I get a kick out of it. So as you can tell, I'm up to my yin yang and stuff to do. But we're here to talk about some stuff that's going on, things that are happening. Let me get into a chair. Oh, I got this giant flip-flop. These are parts for a giant. This is gonna be a 5-foot model of a giant flip-flop. This will go up on here, so you can get a better feel of how that's gonna look. Let me just pull back. That's the top half of it. So we're 3D printing a 5-foot sculpture. And the thing's gonna weigh a ton, but it's gonna be really solid, really plasticky. But we'll sand it up and get it all together. Let's get into a chair, so you guys can have a static background and see what's going on. Keep forgetting the camera's over here, so we'll get into that. All right. So a lot of things going on with Electroneum. We got. Let's see if I can turn this way so they don't get so much noise. We got the news gonna be coming out. I guess we have over 30, 40 announcements that are gonna come out over the next 6 months, and that's gonna be pretty exciting. Electroneum is gonna be doing a lot of good stuff. Let's get into a better chair. I don't like that one. Electroneum's going to be doing some really cool stuff and integrating into all sorts of things. There's a lot of stuff that you guys know about already, or some of you guys, the guys who've been paying attention, know a lot of the things that Electroneum's been wanting to do, and I'm sure we're going to start to see those types of things happen. We're going to see those announcements come to bear. And there's going to be a whole lot of stuff that you probably don't know about. And that's going to be a surprise. Now, based on tweets and information that, I've seen come out, it looks like most of it is going to be consumer integration. So what does that mean? That kind of tells me that it's more likely interactive type of stuff, things that where you can on-off ramp type of solutions where you can buy stuff, convert things, opportunities to use Electroneum, to show the true utility of Electroneum can bring. Um, they've insisted that they're going to have a couple of new exchanges, so we've got to see what that's all about. I know most of us are wanting a USA exchange, and the fact of the matter is that that's going to be really vital to get the rest of the crypto community involved with Electroneum. KuCoin's pretty good, but we're still they like KuCoin still has Electroneum in maintenance mode for the wallet, and it's been quite a while. So I'm hoping that that will get fixed shortly and in short order. And a U.S. exchange is going to really make a big difference if they're able to pull that off. So we're going to have to wait and see if they can come through with that. I know it's a priority for them. I just don't know when it's going to happen. So the truth of the matter is, the integrations are great. It gets more Electroneum in the pipelines. The more that's kind of stuck in motion, the more rare Electroneum is. And obviously, when those things happen, it has a tendency to bring or to make the coin more valuable. So, but those things are an accumulative effect, and requires multiple ways of using Electroneum to really start to impact the value of Electroneum. So we're going to see what ends up happening with that, and I'm hoping that they can pull that off. That's real important. I have my personal opinion on the matter is that I have my Electroneum put away, and I'm going to hold on to that. I keep a small amount of Electroneum to trade because it's a trader's dream. Electroneum has a tendency of going up and down 10%, every couple of weeks, every 3 weeks, maybe every 4 weeks or whatever, so you can make some money if you're going to be trading, if you bought it at the right amount. And that'll be fun. I'm gonna keep, like I have all the way through, good portion or 50%. You always want to keep in Bitcoin, Ethereum. You want to have some solid coins locked away with your funds in it. Those are the things that are going to definitely be around for a long haul, and have a proven track record of producing value results, especially during a bull market that we're in now. I've taken a look at Electroneum, at Bitcoin, and mathematically it says that it should hit somewhere between 100 and 200. So once it hits the 100 mark, I'll start paying super close attention. Not like I don't now, but to see when we start to see a fade in the weekly. The whole thing comes down to the weekly. Right now, we're just starting a bullish trend in the weekly, so there should be a nice pathway up, and we're going to see continued gains going up after this retracement. Right now, we're in a retracement because of the daily. The daily MACD has to come back down. It's almost at a point where it could turn around, but I really believe that we need a little bit more retracement on Bitcoin. So we'll see what happens. Electroneum on the TA has been on the daily, has worked its way down, and yesterday skirted a flip to a bullish opportunity. So we'll see if Electroneum can make something of it. Being in a bullish trendish lane right now with new news that can make a difference. So there's a lot going on with the Digital Pound Foundation. If you're looking at Electroneum, you want to check out what's going on also with the British Pound the Digital Pound Foundation, which Richard Ellis is the head of. I don't know if he's the CEO or the board member or the board guy, whatever, chairman of the board, but he runs that. There are some huge names that are in play with the development and build of the digital pound, and there's a lot of reference companies that are getting or are involved, from PayPal to a whole bunch of other different companies for suggestions and ideas. And you got Quant, you got Ripple Labs, you got Electroneum involved. My gut feeling is that the British pound is going to need a wallet. You got to have a place to put your coins, and they're going to need some kind of an on-off ramp or a swapping mechanism. So there's opportunity for those 3 coins, since they're in the mix, to be the first or to be one of the main players. So this is just a pie in the sky thought on my part. I think there's opportunity for Electroneum. Granted that the foundation just started, and even if they just started writing code now, you're looking at 9 months, a year, maybe it could be 2 years before you start to see anything viable come out of all this work. But it is something to pay attention to, and there could be other opportunities also that arise from rubbing shoulders with the right folks. So don't discount that, that's for sure. Before I get into Splinterlands, let's take a look at the questions here. Let's see what we got. Timo's out there. Hey, Timo! Greetings on Halloween's Eve. Yeah, I'm all dressed up for Halloween. You can see I'm a pumpkin. We'll see. We'll see what the deal is. Sounds a lot of electricity usage. I'm not sure. Oh, in my sub room here. Yeah, this is the art room. Guys do all of the the guys do all of the designing, output to printers, and of course I have I have some of my mining rigs lined up here. I got my ASICs up on the top, and I got some GPUs mining around, and then I have another room where I keep some more miners. But I tell you, some of these games and other products have been producing more than just hardware mining lately. Now, my equipment, I have some brand new. I got some 3080s, some 1660s, but the majority of my GPUs are last generation equipment that I was mining, and so they're not as effective. They don't really bring in nowhere near as much as some of the other ones. I have cards that I'm going to have to put out to pasture after this bull run. It just won't make sense to try to run them or continue to run them. There's just not enough juice in them to score any type of value when we go back into a bull. I mean a bearish trend. So they'll get deep 6, then I'll probably sell them off. I got a bunch of 1060s. I'm still running 1060s. I think I got like 6 1060s, and you know, they pull my 5 1060s are equivalent to 1 3080 as far as what they can pull in. So it's, you know, it's not very efficient with the electricity. But at the moment, because everything's on the uprise, you know, they're bringing in something. They're making more than they spend in electric. But that won't continue when the price changes. But we'll see. We'll see. You know, it's just more and more miners and get online. You know, Ethereum. You know, I used to be able to bring in. What was the last 2 years ago? I could bring in a half a percent of a Bitcoin. So, you know, 0.5%, you know, half of 1% of a Bitcoin, you know, every 5 days. So now I can only bring in like 0.75%. It takes me, you know, a week or two to get that. You know, 1% to bring in 1%. It was 2 days. It would take me 2 days to bring in 1% of a Bitcoin a few years ago. Now it takes me about 10 days to get that same 1% of a Bitcoin. So I'm getting 5 times less mining Bitcoin today than I was just a few years ago. So should have held on to more of it, huh? I had to pay some bills, I had to pay some taxes, I had to pay some stuff. Sometimes you gotta sell, right? Gotta do what you gotta do. That's what it's all about. Let's see what other questions you got here. Let's see here. Let's see here. R War wants to know how much I get paid for marketing the worst project on Earth. I assume that he's ribbing Electroneum and wants to know. So this is a guy you can point at and laugh, because everybody that follows my show knows Electroneum doesn't pay anybody. They're too cheap. They have no reason to. I like Electroneum. I think it's a unique offering. I think that it'll have its day one day. But in the bull cycle, when there's so many things, like you can get Shiba and all this other stuff with people making crazy amounts of money. You know, if you're into that, making lots of crazy money, definitely put your money there. Just make sure you get out before the music stops and you find out you don't have a chair. But if you can do that and pay attention, you're going to make lots of cash on some of those fast-moving meme coins. Absolutely. All right, let's see here. Ken McCroskey saying, yep, that's exactly right. Those meme coins. Yeah, there, Zach says, like and share the video. There you go. That's great. If you're hanging out and you're watching, you might as well hit a like or a dislike. Tell me why down below in the comments. If you think I'm a big turd, put it in the comments so I can laugh at it, alright? Give me something interesting to read. So some of you guys write some funny stuff. Let's see. Phoenix is out there looking good, you know. Yeah. You mean the shop or me? I'm far from looking good. At my age, I'm lucky to get up every morning. What are you gonna say? Keith the Native says, I'm heading out. Great to see you live. Yeah, thanks, Keith. I appreciate you stopping by. All right, so Phoenix wants to know a little bit about Splinterlands. So Splinterlands is doing some amazing stuff, and those of you that have been following Splinterlands, hopefully you've taken my advice to get involved with that. There are folks that the truth of the matter is that there's probably a few hundred people that ended up making $1 million or more on Splinterlands. That's the truth. And there's probably well over 10,000 or more people that have easily made over 100,000. Getting into Splinterlands NFTs. Now, Splinterlands is basically one of the OGs of NFT gaming. They've been around for many, many years, and they just keep reinventing themselves, making the game better and better. The playability is fun, so you get these people buying CryptoPunks and basically hiding millions of dollars behind a JPEG, just like people do with paintings. But they don't do nothing. I guess it's more of a prestige type of thing. But there's no freaking way would I ever put $1 million into a stupid 8-bit JPEG. It gets off. But, that's my opinion, and what do I know? I'm just a goofy guy, right? So, I got into the Splinterlands NFTs. The reason is I like the card battling games. I've always liked that. I thought that they're a lot of fun, creative. It's a game of skill. And the nice thing is you own those NFTs. So, as the cards run out and people start combining them, because when you combine cards, it burns those cards. So, if you have like a level 10 card, to get that, you may have had to burn, 600 or 800 cards. And if each one at the time was 10 cents or whatever, you had to buy all those cards, combine them, and then burn all of those. So now you have a level 10 card to get your card all the way up to level 10, which now has a value of 600 cards at 10 cents. That makes the card worth more. It's more valuable, and it's obviously far more limitations to how many of them are going to be available. And so, all the alpha and beta cards were sold out. And then we had the current cards that went out and sold out, and then the dice cards went out and sold out, all the packs. And once all the packs were sold, card prices just went berserk, because if you wanted to get into the game, you could either rent from somebody like me, or you could buy the cards. And being that there's so many new players, there's well over 250,000 active players, probably 400, 500,000 registered players. But daily active players is, every day over 250, 270,000 players are on Splinterlands playing. And, when you play and you battle out, you can win more cards. And sometimes you can win a gold foil or an epic or a legendary. And, you could win a $100 card or a $50 card, or it could be a 50-cent card. But you're gaining an asset. And, and as these cards, so now they're coming out with the Legion cards. And the Legion cards are going to be the most dense amount of cards. There's going to be over 10 million packs, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, and I know the first 1 million cards right now are in pre-sales, and it requires vouchers to get them, though. And the people who get vouchers are the people that have assets in the game. So if you've been in the game, and you've built up decks of cards, they have not only value playing, not only value of renting, not only value of being able to sell them, but because it's an asset in the game, You get a percentage of the vouchers, and then you can use those vouchers to buy decks of cards of the new cards that are coming out. And next month or two after the pre-sale's done, they'll go to open sale, and you'll be able to buy a pack of cards for $4. You'll get 5 cards in the pack, and the majority of the cards will be commons, but you'll get some cards that are going to be epics. You're going to get some legendaries. You're going to get some rares, and then every once in a while there's a gold foil that pops up, and those are worth a lot more because they're super rare to get a gold foil, and it's a lot of fun opening up the packs. And you can get a card that could be worth $35, $100. I've pulled cards that are $100 at the time. I opened a pack about 6 months ago, maybe a little longer, and in there I got a legendary gold foil card. At the time, maybe it was 9 months ago. At the time, I was thrilled because the card was worth like $200 at that time, and which was a lot. That was a good card to get. Today that card's multiple thousands of dollars to be able to purchase that card. It could be a $4,000 card that it is now, because I held on to it. I didn't sell it. Held on to it, and because there's been so many more new players that want to get involved. And the reason why people want to play is that if you win a game, you get some rewards. You earn some dark energy crystal cryptocurrency, and you'll get drops of some cards, and you can get just about anything. So you want to do that. Now when you play, you can earn the dark energy crystals, and then at the end of a season, which is I think in like 2 weeks, 2 weeks approximately, the season ends, and based on where you are, what level you're at, if you're at a bronze level or a silver level, gold, diamond, and then champion level, you'll get more treasure chests. So I think I'm at like level silver at the moment. So at the end of this season, every couple of weeks, I'll get 12 treasure chests, and in there, you can get dark energy crystals, and you can get cards. And this is how you build up. You play a little bit here and there, get yourself up to the next level, so you get at least 5 treasure chests, and you have a chance to earn an extra card or two. You don't know what it's going to be worth. You don't know what it's going to drop. But these reward cards are going. A lot of the reward cards singularly. Oh, that just fell. Or about $1 for a single card, but if you're combining those cards to higher levels, I found that a lot of the cards, like a higher level card, is going to run you about $50, and these are the brand new ones. These are the cheapies. So, it's a lot of fun. And then you collect them and you hold on to them. You keep them for like the next year, and there's more and more players get involved. And or if these packs sell out, they're no more available. So not only is there no more available, but people have burnt a whole bucket load of them to make higher level cards. So what could have had 500,000 cards minted of Creature A, there's only 50,000 cards left. And a year ago I bought ants. I bought some land, and the land, you can put a creature on it, and it'll go around and collect stuff. So I figured, all right, the ant, I think it was a fire ant, so it'll probably collect stone or something like that, lava or stone. So I figured I'll drop the ant on one of my plots, because land is going to go active at the end of this year. And that's a whole nother thing of way to make money. You can rent your land, you can mine your land, and have collect resources, and then you can combine the resources to make things, and then you can sell it for real cryptocurrency. So you can actually you can make a living on this game in the United States, and that's saying something. So I figured I'd get ants. So there was a whole bunch of ants, and they were selling for, nobody wanted them because it was like a really basic common card. So I just went and bought a whole bunch. I think I got them for like a penny. Some I paid 2 pennies for. I bought a couple hundred of them. I'm like, 100 of them for a penny. That's what, a buck. Big spender. I'm gonna spend a buck. And I think the ants are going for like 50, 75 cents now or something. That's like 75x. How can you go wrong, right? So I expect as these new cards come out, we'll probably see the prices. They're going to be high at first because it'll be limited amounts. As people start buying more and more of these decks of cards, the prices I think will come down because there'll be so many people buying, decks of cards, packs of cards, opening them up, and so we'll have a flood of just like with the ants. There was like 20,000 of them for sale. That's why they sold for a penny at the time, and that's why you could get 100 for $1. And we're going to see the prices of these cards, the new cards, probably come down. I doubt they'll probably get less than 10 cents a card, but it's possible because the prices in general for cards are a lot more. Most of them are, the cheapest ones I've been seeing is like 35 cents, but I think that price will dip down to around 10 cents for a cheapie card. A basic playing common card, a cheapie card, a common card. And that's when I'm going to buy up every freaking one I can. So for $10, I can get 100 of them. And that's one thing I learned. I made a mistake. I should have bought a whole bunch more. I thought I was buying plenty. But I'm not going to make that same mistake. I'm gonna get a hold of the cards as many as I can. As many as I can. And then the one thing that I learned is the legendaries, rares, and epics are worth every penny. I'm going to buy. I'm going to put my majority of my money into those because it turned out all of those that I bought, all the legendaries and epics and rares from the last packs that were available have just skyrocketed in price. Their cards $15,000. Their cards, you're looking at $1,000 or better for a card you could have got last year for like $35. And I made a mistake of not buying more of those. I'm not going to fail myself this time. I'm going to buy as many of those, especially legendaries and what have you. And the reason is, not only do they go up in value and that there's less, because there's less of them, they rent. And this is the good part about Splinterlands. I don't have time to play. As you guys saw, all the work that's the reason why I wanted to show you the shop, and it was specifically for this. I don't have time to play Splinterlands. I get on maybe an hour a week. Sometimes I might get 3 hours in total over the week, but I get in maybe an hour. I try to get to the silver level so I can get extra treasure chests and free cards, every season ending. But I just don't have time. But I have all these assets, and the cool thing about Splinterlands is that I can take those and list them for rental. And they're going to have bidding soon, where you'll be able to just say, here's a card, you guys bid on it, and whoever wins the bid, it'll just pay you. Remember now, these are all under smart contracts. You don't have to trust the person you're renting it to. You don't have to get involved, and here's your change, and you gave me $1, and here's 2 cents back. So it's all done through smart contracts. They decide they want to rent it, boom, it takes the money out of their account, pays it to you. The market gets a fee, cuts them a 5% fee automatically, and the coins are deposited in my account. I'm like, well, I got assets sitting there, let's rent these things. So, all the commons are still renting for like 1/10 of a penny. And I'm going to use a penny because they rent for dark energy crystals. And dark energy crystals at the moment happen to be like 1.1 cents. They've been as high as 1.5 cents, and they've been as low as 0.1 cents, 1/10 of a penny. But at the moment, they're 1 cent, so we'll use 1 cent. So those common cards earn about 1/10 of a cent. So you got to rent 10 of them to make a penny every day. And for me, I don't have the time to manage the hundreds and hundreds of cards that would make me 1/10 of a penny every day. Now, let's get to the legendaries, epics, and this is why I'm telling you. The legendaries, epics, the rares, the gold foil cards. Now you're talking. I have some cards that are so, high level and rare, they can bring in 200 dark energy crystals a day. That's $2. That's what I'm talking about. So you rent these things out. So the nice thing about it is that, I probably have 150 cards I rent out, and they make currently about 5,000 dark energy crystals. That's today. It could change every day. Somebody could have a lower price, and your card never gets rented. I rent them at a very fair price. I look at because it tells you the ROI on the card. If you rent this card for 10 dark energy crystals a day, you're going to make 30% ROI annually. All right, so I try to keep my cards between 20 and 30%. I think that's a fair amount to be able to get a return on my investment. So I make about 5,000 dark energy crystals. So that's $50. So I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. There's $50 a day passive income, and I'm not doing a darn thing. I had to set it up, but I make $50 in dark energy crystals every day, give or take. I can make 20, I can make 60, depending on what rents. But I put it at a fair price so that it rents. Putting it at a high price and it only rents twice a year, that ain't making any money. So I put it at a fair price. I try to stay in with what everybody else is charging. And, I keep it at a fair price. And it rents on a daily basis. And if it rents every day, then I'm going to make that ROI return. I think I make, on average, it's 25%. If you add up, some cards rent for 10%, some cards rent for 40%. But on that, I think it averages out for like 25% of all my cards. I'm good with 25% interest. I don't know about you. So now you have a choice. You want to sell your dark energy crystals and cash them in, or you could use them to buy new packs of cards. You can use them to buy stuff in the shop, potions, and and to up your advantage of getting a gold foil card or a legendary, so you can spend it on things. So I'm happy with that. If I need to cash out, I'll cash out. And then you have, they came out with the Splinterlands coin. So if you got assets in the game, basically I think it's like 4 billion coins, and total that will be produced over the next 4 years or whatever. They're giving 10% of the coins to the players. They're airdropping Splinterland coins to people that have assets in the game. So if you get into the game, you buy some cards. You click up on the top right where you see your total of coins, and it'll show you how many Splinterland coins that you're going to get airdropped to you every day. Now, obviously, the more assets you have in the game, the more Splinterland coins you're going to get. So that's a good thing. So, I know people that get 4,000 coins a day. I know guys that get 15 coins, 10 coins a day. But they get something. They're earning money from the game, and they can either turn around and those Splinterland coins right now are like 51 cents a pop. So, if you're getting 10 Splinterland coins every day, it's $5 a day. That's pretty cool. I could use $5 a day, add it to the $50 a day I rent. Yeah, it's up. It's $55 a day. And now we're getting close to what some of my machines, my miners are making. So you could end up making more in Splinterlands than you would actually make in the game. You'd make more in Splinterlands than you actually make mining coins. It's craziness. So you want to check it out. I have a link in my videos. If you use my referral link, support the show. And at the same time, you'll get an extra card. And you get your standard deck to get started. So it's really a no-win situation. I mean, you can't lose situation. You get to have a lot of fun. You get to own the assets, and they become more valuable. Now they came out with land last year. They said they want to come out with land. We don't know. We can't promise you guys anything. It could turn out to be that it's a complete bust, and nothing happens. We're going to use the money for the pre-sale to invent and build an environment for the land. So you're taking a risk, sort of like a what do they call that thing where you not GoFundMe, but when you put money down on something and the guy says that he'll invent it, and then you get one of the first ones. So they decided to release 150,000 plots of land. And so I bought a couple. And that turned out to be good. Because at the time, land was selling for $20 a plot. $20 for a plot. And I checked this yesterday. Yesterday people were selling plots of land for $750. $750 for a plot of land. Now, it's a token because they haven't released the land. It's going to be released at the end of this year. So we got another month or two before it gets released. And throughout the whole time when I bought my plots, I thought I was crazy. Spending money on invisible make-believe real estate that may or may not actually happen. But the fact of the matter is, seemingly it turned out pretty good. And those folks that bought plots have done well for themselves. You know, so if you wanted to get a plot token, it's $750 right now, give or take $10. And I'm sure the commons might come down a little bit, you know, but the reason why people are going to want the plots is because you can make resources. You'll be able to put a creature on it, and it will gather wood or gather stone. You can take that wood and build a sawmill on your land, and then take the wood and mill it so that you can have boards. You know, so then you can take a board and then make a bigger building or a better type of building. Instead of making one out of logs, you can make, you know, a building out of wood and build it on your property, on your lot. And then you could turn around and sell the wood. You know, I don't know, maybe a plank of wood goes for 10 cents or something, or a penny or whatever, depending on how much wood you can generate. You know, you might be able to make another $25 a day selling stuff. And we're going to find out. You know, it's not only a game of card battling, but it'll be a game of economics, where you can do farming, those farm games, farming simulators, where you can you know, farm things. But this time, what you farm, you can actually sell. Actually get paid for farming virtually. It's crazy. I was born way too early. I wish I was born in 2000 or something. This stuff's awesome. Guys that are, if your birthday was in the 2000s, this is your time to really capture world-changing economics that are going to transpire because of cryptocurrency. It's, I mean, I was around for the golden age of computers. There were no computers when I was a kid. There's no internet. There was no computers. You know, we just kind of made things in the backyard, blew things up with fireworks. But the fact of the matter is, that was an amazing revolution. But you guys are going to be seeing an economic revolution of biblical proportions. And I'll be long gone by then, but damn. At least I got in just enough so I can die on have enough money to die on a mattress instead of on the curb. So that's all that matters. Yeah, Phoenix was saying land when pre-sale was $10. Yeah, it could be hooked to the metaverse. Let's see, land was $870 a plot the other day. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. It's gone crazy. I saw somebody had a region out there. There were two regions. One was listed for like $1 million. And a region is 1,000 plots of land. 1,000 plots of land. So that region probably sold in pre-sale for like $15,000. If they got one of the first ones, they probably could have got it for about $8,000. And then even when it was, there were a couple of regions that were available, and they were selling for $20,000. 2 weeks ago, somebody sold a region for $700,000. They paid $20,000, and they sold it for $700,000. That's enough to buy a new car. Holy smokes. That's unbelievable. And so there's not that many regions, because 150,000 plots means that there was 150 regions, because there's 1,000 plots per region. And not all of them were regions. A lot of them got broken up because people bought tracts, which is 100 plots, and they bought single plots. You know, some people bought 3 or 4 plots for $20 a piece. You know, they spent 60, 70, 80 bucks, $100, got 5 plots of land. So out of 150, there probably was about 100 120, 125, maybe 120 that were actual regions that stood intact. I would imagine at least 30 regions. 30 to, and this is all guesswork on my part. I would tend to think somewhere between 30 and 50 regions were broken up and sold piecemeal. So there's probably at least 100 regions that were actually sold intact. And there was only 2 that were made available for, only 2 people were willing to part with them. And like I said, the one guy got 700 grand, and one is listed on Wax for 990,000, $1 million. I hope he sells it. Well, I'm going to be honest with you, you could sell it because, if you think about it, let's say you can rent a plot for $1. Once the plots come out, let's say you don't even want to do nothing with it. You just want to rent the land to somebody so that they can gather the wood and things off of it. So we'll have to find out how much wood and stuff can be gathered, per plot. But let's say, you can make 75 cents or $1 and stuff. The plots are going to go for at least 50 cents. For the basic ones, the more rare ones will obviously sell for more. Even if you get 50 cents per plot, that's $500 a day. If you rented all 1,000 plots for 50 cents, you'd make $500 a day in passive income. I don't know about you, but it's been a long time since I've made $500 a day. This is pretty shocking to me. So, you want to check out Splinterlands. There's a lot to the game. It's a lot to learn. You want to visit, if you're on Telegram, do a look up under Splinterlands Digit Spin. You'll see the Splinterlands Digit Spin channel if you do a search. And that's the Splinterlands, the Digit Spin Crypto, Splinterlands Furious Chickens group. And Furious Chicken is one of the creatures. It's like an underdog. And we love it. We use that as our mascot for the guild. But in there we have, 50, 60 folks in the Telegram channel. And we help each other. We teach each other. And give advice. And we kind of... as we learn things, we help each other so that we can get better. And you can learn, what to do, where to go, what to buy, how to do things. So you can visit the Splinterlands Digit Spin on Telegram. It's Splinterlands _Digit Spin. It don't cost anything. It's free. You can learn about the game, ask questions, and go from there. So it's a lot of fun. So that was a loaded question. Whoever asked me, I forgot who it was, asked me to talk about Splinterlands. Thanks, Crypto Dog. I appreciate you dropping that link in the chat. That's the link there. You use that, you'll get an extra. You'll get like 35 cards plus a free card, and you'll be able to help support the DigitSpin crypto channel at no cost to you. So it makes the world go around, and we appreciate that. And at the same time, you have an opportunity. Now keep in mind, you're buying into a new pack of cards. You want to wait for the new cards to come out, or you can buy some of the existing cards. Don't spend all your money, because you're going to want some of these $4 packs when they become open to the public, probably in 6 or 8 weeks. I would imagine about 8 weeks, maybe, give or take. And then you'll be able to buy a pack of 5 cards for $4. That's how you hit it, because you'll hit some cards that'll bring some value. You keep them in your spell book, and you go from there. You do need a spell book. You can play the game for free with the free cards. If you buy the spell book, you have this, you need the spell book to save cards that you buy. So it's $10. And the reason why they do that is because the cards are worth a lot of money. And it's to keep bots from just opening accounts and getting these cards. They got to go to humans. You got to go to people. So you got to put up $10 to buy a spell book from the developer of the game, or the Splinterlands team, and then it issues you a spell book, and now you have the ability to save cards that you buy and all this other stuff. But you could try it out with the game cards. You know, and you get to understand it, run through make sure you run through the tutorial. Make sure you visit Digitspin, Splinterlands Digitspin Telegram channel. Ask lots of questions. Learn. The guys there are brilliant, far smarter than me. You know, I know a good amount. I know a real good amount about the game. I absolutely do. But these guys are brilliant that are on there. They know what they're doing. And they're a caring bunch, and it's a real nice community. And it's real enjoyable. It's a lot of fun. You guys have a good night. I appreciate you hanging out with me tonight, and I'm going to talk to you again soon. So stay out of trouble. Hey, and don't forget to do what you need to do.